And we're live. What's going on, Los Angeles? What's up, Chargers fans? We are live here from Golden Road Brewery in Los Angeles. Beautiful, sunny California. Excited to talk about this upcoming Chargers and Steelers game. And I'm joined by the best in the business. Got Dan Wolkenstein, ChargersUnleashed. What's up, my man?
I am good, man. How are you? The Golden Road, huh? Represent. Shout out Golden Road. Thank you guys for the hospitality.
Looking great. To his right, we got the man, the myth, the legend, visiting here with us, the director. What's up, my man?
Can I say the thing?
Say it.
Yeah, what up, brother? It's the director. Man, if you guys tried the Christmas sale at the Golden Road, this thing is legendary. Good to be here, man. So excited to be with the Chargers fans.
Let's
get it on.
I love it. And to his right, covers the Bruins, but he knows LA football. He's on the pod. Will Decker, what's up, brother? How you doing, my man?
I'm doing great, man. Honored to be down in LA, and he's not lying about the Christmas brew. The Christmas brew is fire. Check it out at Golden Road.
Well, let's just start out with that before we get into this game. What are we all drinking now? So we got the Christmas brew. Will's looking empty over there, but what were you drinking?
Already crushed it. A little just fired, got it down, and it was really good. I had the Balboa something. It was really awesome.
Balboa something. I think it was a strawberry, like
strawberry Balboa blonde.
Very manly.
Very strong. Yeah.
Hey, before I gain a reputation, I'm normally a dark beer guy, but this is an exception. Okay?
It's the holidays.
I feel the Christmas in every sip.
Director, when does I always ask this question. When does the holidays start for you? For me, it's November 1st. It's Christmas season. When does it start for you?
It starts for me when I have to go scramble to get Christmas presents.
So Christmas Eve?
Black Friday is a good day for me, right? Just when the stress starts to settle in is Christmas time for director.
Okay.
Yeah.
So not yet. So you're good. So you're still summer.
We got a Chargers game today, baby.
Yeah.
That we do.
We're going to worry about that today.
That we do.
So we got the Pittsburgh Steelers coming to town. Ben Roethlisberger's playing. Yeah.
Yep.
But the Chargers got a litany of players back from the injury. We got Mike Davis back. We got
Joey Bosa. COVID list has been cleared.
Drew Tranquil, Mike Davis, Nazir Adderley. We got folks.
Yeah, I haven't been able to say this in any of their show. I'm just going to blurt it out. Oh my God, it's Joey Bosa! Thank God Joey Bosa's playing in this game. I came all the way out here to see a Chargers game. I wanted to see number 97 out there throwing down Ben Roethlisberger. It looks like it might happen today.
I think so. Does he get a sack? Over under on a Bosa sack?
Over 1.5.
Oh,
let's
do
do
it.
I
like that.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah. They got two guards out. Keep that in mind.
There you go. Brought to you by MyBookie. Promo code LAFB. Let's fit that in there. Why not? Dan, how you feel about the game, though? Season ticket holder, Chargers Unleashed. How we feeling?
Look, I was a little nervous going into this week when you see our entire interior defensive line gone. But then we start to get some folks back. We get Drew Tranquil back, Mike Davis, Nazir Adderley.
Kenneth Murray again.
Kenneth Murray also huge on the outside.
Great linebacker.
If we can find a way to contain Najee Harris, I'm feeling very good about this game. I think it's a get-right game. I called it on our last show. I think the Chargers got this one. I'm feeling good about this. I know Ben Roethlisberger is back, but he's not the Ben Roethlisberger of 2004 anymore. This is a very different guy. If we can stop Najee Harris, I think this game's in the bag.
We all have great memories of Big Ben Roethlisberger. Maybe we make a few more tonight.
Yes, please.
Sound like Bane over here, dude. That was a great impersonation. Yeah. I was molded by it. Yeah. The darkness is not your friend. Yeah.
Tonight it is, though. It is. So how do we stop Najee Harris? I'll go to you, director.
First off, who's in for Linval Joseph today? Is Covington in, or is it going to be
Covington and Fehoko? Yeah, because Linval and Tiller, I believe, are out.
They're both out.
Najee Harris, incredible running back. He's going to chip you away. You let him get a 30, 40-yard run, he's going to continue adding on top of that. I would say if there's any man that can stop this person, it's going to be the power of the Haka. We're going to need some Fehoko in there. We're going to need some Kiwi power in there, some Islander power, and we're going to need some Covington and honestly a little help from the linebackers. Kenneth Murray, I think, is going to be a big factor in this one versus Najee Harris.
Can you sing the Moana song for my daughter back there?
Is that the hook?
You're welcome.
Yeah. So that's what needs to happen to slow this Pittsburgh Steelers. I was talking on my show earlier this week with someone that covers the Steelers, and you said that's their bread and butter is the run game, obviously.
Yep.
Of course, that's the Chargers' not bread and butter on defense, stopping the run game. So, Dan, what do you think? How do they? I mean, you kind of alluded to it, but are we putting more linebackers in the box? Are we just putting Derwin James wherever necessary to stop it? How do they do it?
Look, I'm putting 13 guys in the box at this point. Brandon Staley can go out there, make Ben Roethlisberger beat you deep. There's no reason why that should not be the case. Nazir Adderley's back. Drew Tranquil, I think, is a huge piece for this defense. If they can keep them contained, really make the interior defensive line kind of just plug it up, and make Ben Roethlisberger beat you outside. If he can do that, like if he can go vintage 2010 Ben Roethlisberger, you tip your hat. I don't see it happening. I think the defense is way better than what the Steelers offense has. Stop Najee Harris, you stop the game.
I agree, man.
Question.
Yep.
Last week versus the Minnesota Vikings, we saw a little bit of more commitment towards stopping the run, and I feel like we did suffer a little bit because, what Justin Jefferson went off, Thielen went off. Is there a way the Chargers can balance this out in order to stop a Chase Claypool, a Deontay Johnson, as well as slowing down a Najee Harris?
It's a good question. I'll let you start. I'll counter after you talk.
Okay, so
me and Dan talk about this a lot all week.
Look, so everybody knows last week was a tough game for Tavon Campbell, and he had some moments where he was exposed. But who are we kidding? Against Jefferson.
Yeah.
Fan and as someone else that we haven't really talked to on the show very much, what's your thoughts on Lombardi in this offense, and how do they kind of get back into that rhythm that we saw in previous weeks that we just haven't seen for the last 4?
Yeah, I think, again, you talk about the what we witnessed in the first quarter of the season. Mike Williams heavily involved. I think the play calling in the intermediate part of the field was much more creative. Maybe the league has figured that out. Maybe that's why we've seen a regression in our receivers, especially in the play calling, feeling like it's less creative, but maybe it's just not being executed properly enough, or they've been exposed, whatever. I feel like definitely need to take a look at maybe half of your playbook, throw it out, try to find something a little more creative to get Justin Herbert to use what he does best. Last season, you look at his passes beyond 10 yards, between 10 and 20 yards. He was absolutely insane. We got to figure out how to get the bread and butter plays of a Justin Herbert quarterback back on the field and more effective. If you're talking about screens, which I know a lot of people are talking about with the Joe Lombardi offense, the bubble screens driving me crazy. You can keep your screens, Joe, but maybe throw them to your receiving back, one of the best ones in the league, an Austin Eckler. You feel me? Behind a Rashawn Slater and a Matt Filer, who are two of the better offensive linemen in the league. Rashawn Slater being one of the faster offensive linemen in the league. Design plays to the left side to your man Austin Eckler. You can keep your screens. That's where I'm at with the Chargers offense.
You're going to ignite the Chargers offense.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think?
Man, it boils down to what he was saying. Mike Williams, 4-1 when they started feeding him the ball, right? The last 4 games have been a disaster. Even Keenan Allen's on a press conference. I've never heard a receiver ask to get the football to another receiver before.
Yeah,
that's a big deal. So Mike Williams has got to be fed the ball. Maybe do a little bit more play action. Maybe try to get Williams downfield a little bit. But this guy was looking like an all-pro through the first 5 games of the season. Let's give him the rock.
Is it an issue with play calling not getting Williams, or is it Herbert? I'm not saying Herbert doesn't trust him, but he's just not looking his way currently.
Honestly, I don't think it's a play calling issue. Like at the end of the day, I think last week, for example, against Minnesota, just playmakers didn't make enough plays. We saw people drop balls every now and then that was not characteristically done from those guys. I think right now you're wanting to see your playmakers make plays. That's why they're paid the big bucks. I don't think it's that much of an issue as a playmaking sort of thing. I think it's more of just guys need to execute. And you heard about that all during the last week about the players and coaches talking about needing to execute better, need to find a way to just make the plays, make it happen. And I think there's a sense of urgency from this team that you've seen over the last week that you haven't necessarily seen in the weeks past, where you hear Derwin James, you hear Keenan Allen talk about, like, it's time. Like, now we have to.
Yeah.
And Brandon Staley talks about, like, it's time to step up. I think it's less about the play calling and more about just guys need to make the right plays. Just go out and make a play. You're better than the guy across from you. Make it happen.
I think respectfully as well, I think it's actually a combination of both in a way. The play calling could be more creative in some senses and helping Justin Herbert really utilize what he does best. But at the same time, we have seen a lack of production from our guys that may ask your offensive coordinator, is it safer to take the 3 or 4 yard screen? Is it safer to take the underneath rather than try and risk it for that 15, 20 yard, reception? So I don't know. I think both sides could use some work. Joe Lombardi is probably being used as a scapegoat right now a little bit as far as why is the offense struggling. But he does have something that he needs to work on as well when it comes to the creativity and even execution of his players.
Yeah, of course. And I think it's very fair.
With you too.
Thank you. I was like, I just swear I wasn't that wrong.
No, not that wrong at all. I agree with you. Absolutely.
I mean, it always comes down to, I think, when there's a struggling team, it's a multifaceted thing. It's not just one person, usually. Every now and then it is. But I think in this situation, it is down to execution. Also, the play calling could be a little bit more fun. But I've seen when we watch the film back, I know you've watched it too, you probably have.
Yep.
You see the plays are there for the deep shot, which the fans are calling for. And it's just I know one play in specific from that Vikings game. They drew it up for a deep ball early in the game, but pressure got to Herbert early. The offensive line just didn't hold up. Fans don't see that, and they say, well, they're not taking shots. Like, well, the shot was there. Just unfortunately, the defense blew it up. The offensive line didn't hold out. So a lot of it comes down to the execution.
I think oftentimes the fans do need their pound of flesh a little bit.
100%.
Joe Lombardi is an easy target. Joe is new. Okay, guys, let's give him some time. He does need to work on some things, but at the same time, I think as a whole, the offense needs to kind of start clicking once again. Maybe versus the Steelers, a banged-up Steelers.
Banged-up defense. No T.J. Watt.
Absolutely. Yeah. It maybe becomes a make-right game in that sense. You just need to build that confidence back.
So then what do you want to see in this opening 3 drives, we'll say? Because I think when this offense gets in a rhythm, that's when they're super dynamic. We've seen it when they get off their rhythm, we see 4 3-and-outs in a row. So what do they need to do in that first quarter, first 3 drives? I mean, do you want to see runs off the bat, screens off the bat? What do you want to see off the bat to get this offense going?
Me personally, I view the first quarter and a half of a football game as the time that you take risks. If you mess up, you got time to make up for it later on in the game. But if you're going to expose the defense, catch them off guard, you do it early. So, yes, I would like to see deep shots. I would like to see intermediate passes. I would like to see risks taken in the first quarter. Again, it could backfire, but you got time to make up for it later in the game. So if we're talking H-bombs as far as deep Herbert passes, do it now. Set up the play action, get it off quick.
I couldn't agree more. If you're going to have any guy take deep shots, it's not like you're asking Trevor Siemian to force it down the field. This guy is a one-of-one arm talent, man. I mean, Justin Herbert's arm is an absolute cannon. Everyone knows that.
Here comes Trevor Siemian running the go route. Justin Herbert's got him targeted.
Hey,
doesn't come down with it.
Nothing against Siemian, but if you're asking me to choose between those 2 guys, I'm going Herbert all damn day with that. So.
Well played, too, because that's Joe Lombardi's old team. So that was a nice shot.
Yeah, I had to pull back the Saints comp there, Yeah,
nice
absolutely.
Shot. Nice shot. You agree?
Look, at the end of the day, I think it's less about getting players in position as more is just these guys need to execute. I think if I'm looking for something to see a success, I want no drop balls the first 3 possessions. I want the guys to go no huddle. I want some creativity. Give us some shovel passes, some easy possessions. Make a running play look like a pass play, vice versa. Make it easy, up tempo, no drops. I think this team has it, but you have to start fast. If you don't start fast, this team has a tough time kind of keeping up momentum throughout the course of the game. But if we could start fast, I think we're good. Catching up, I just don't like the idea of that. I think it's very timid. We have to make a difference.
Dan, can I ask you a question?
No.
I know. Maybe for everybody. No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I would say the biggest struggle I've seen on offense the past 3 or 4 weeks has been the drops. Can we come up with any guess as to why this is happening?
So that's a great question. I'll take it first. So the Chargers right now is 2nd in the league in drops.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Rams are 3rd. So it's not good for these LA teams.
It's an LA thing.
Yeah, it's not good in LA. We're dropping the ball literally and figuratively. I like to say it's a lot of my show as a former receiver in high school. I played in high school.
Returner.
Yeah, and punt returner.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's so mental. It's kind of like a golf game, like when you get the yips almost. And you're putting, you see these great golfers all of a sudden they're struggling in the putting game, their short game. They just can't quite get it. And a receiver has the same mentality. You drop one, you're not watching the ball all the way in, and it gets into a mental thing. So I think as the coaching staff and as the quarterback, Justin Herbert needs to go to this guy and say, hey, look, I trust you. I know he does, obviously. I trust you. Like, I know you're going to make the plays we needed to. And then as soon as they get those quick passes early, like you were talking to, get them involved early on, you get that confidence back to make those big plays. Because you drop one or two as a receiver, you start second guessing yourself. What's going on? Are my gloves not sticky enough?
In your head.
Am I not cornering the ball too much? So it's very important to get these guys involved early. Catches each in the first quarter.
Beautiful.
Hitting on deep balls too. I mean, I just think that the play calling, like you said, has gone to more of a bubble screen type of thing. When they were taking chances, they were moving the football with ease. And you have, like we just talked about, the quarterback to do that. Get Williams open, get Allen open downfield. Good things are bound to happen for the Chargers today.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got prime time, Steelers, Chargers. Like, what is the biggest thing you're looking for in order to secure a victory for the Chargers? If the Chargers do blank, they win this game.
If they can combine the run game with Ekeler coming back, playing a strong game, and then open it up to the play action, like we talked about the big plays.
Can't have a two-part answer. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. That's fine.
If they open up the run game, which will inevitably open up the pass, I think the Chargers offense is damn near impossible to stop. That's just my theory on it. So if you can do that, I think good things will happen tonight so far.
Okay. I feel like number one, because the Steelers are going to score some points. Najee Harris, for this particular defense, is going to cause a lot of problems. We got to go into this game understanding that Najee is going to score a couple of times, maybe.
Yeah.
I think in order for the Chargers to keep up, you got to put 100% faith in Justin Herbert and give him a good opportunity to get in rhythm early. I know I keep, beating a dead horse with this, but let Justin Herbert find his rhythm in the first quarter and let him do his thing. If you're going to figure out what's wrong with your offense, it starts with Justin Herbert and letting him prove why he was the offensive rookie of the year in 2020.
I couldn't agree more, because the obvious scapegoat is if the Chargers stop the run, they're going to be good, but that's not going to happen. Let's just be real.
Yeah.
Like, Najee's going to get his.
Good.
Najee's very good. He's
good.
getting his. They want to slow him down, but I'll take it a step further from you. If Mike Williams and Keenan Allen combine for 17+ catches.
Ooh, I like that.
So
Yeah. I like that a
8
lot.
and 9, 10 and 8, whatever it is, if they combine for 17+ catches, the Chargers win this game.
When Joe told us that Mike was the new X receiver, I want to see it in this game. I want to see it in the first quarter, in the first half of this game.
I just want to see a clean bill of health for the team and also for this wide receiving core. Can we get less than 1.5 drops the entire game? Give me less than 1.5 drops.
That'll help.
That's a
This game's
good challenge.
Well, less than 1.5. I will take 1, not 2. Not 2.
Straight from Vegas, the 1.5 odds there. Yeah.
Brought to you by MyBookie. Use promo code LAFB.
Check it out.
Dan is not playing today, Mike. No, Dan's not playing, Keenan.
I'm
sick of
Don't
this.
drop the ball.
No dropping. So, okay, let's talk about the defense, and we'll get our score predictions or whatnot. So we kind of alluded to the defense a little bit. Joey Bosa back.
Big.
Let me ask you this first. Has Bosa been Bosa this year, or is he struggling? Or is it just he hasn't showed up in the stat sheet, but he's still been great?
Sometimes when people walk up to me like, hey, what happened to you? I'd be like, I'm a victim of circumstance, man. Like, Joey Bosa is a great football player. Joey Bosa can go one-on-one with anybody in the league. The only issue is everybody in the NFL understands his talent, and they're throwing 2, 3 people at him every single snap.
They know it.
Joey Bosa is the talent. I think at this point of the season for me, the coaching needs to find a way to help him get more one-on-ones. Next season, adding some more talent to help him free up from that position, maybe adding another edge rusher, interior lineman. Joey Bosa is great, but he's been getting double and triple teamed almost every single snap.
And he still brings it every snap.
He still
The
brings
dude
it every
balls
snap.
out. He hasn't shown up in the stat category.
You want to know the jersey I wore to Disneyland? Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa.
Man, he's the real deal. He's the real deal.
Your Frank Caliendo impression right there. I love it.
I had one guy behind me in line to Star Wars say, oh, my God, it's Joey Bosa. And I turned around. I was like, dang right, man. It's Joey Bosa.
How long before he realized you weren't Joey Bosa? Or did he realize?
Joey Bosa got a
"Can we
little
get a picture?"
ethnic.
3 seconds.
It's an ethnic Joey Bosa.
It's Halloween. So, Will, how do you draw things up to make it better for Joey Bosa?
So I think people constantly focus on the sacks as opposed to what he does. Like the last game Bosa played, he didn't have a sack. He had 6 pressures. Do you know how important that is?
Yeah.
That is manipulating
Hard
the game
to
with the
do.
quarterback, so he has to move out of the pocket, make things a little more difficult for him. You know, he may not have the sack numbers, but he's getting back there. Eventually, it's going to all boil down. I remember he had like a 5-sack game a year ago or something like that. It's going to boil up to the point where Bosa's going to explode. It might as well be tonight with a less mobile, older Ben Roethlisberger. So who knows?
What do you think he was thinking when he woke up that morning? He's like, today's the day. Ben's done.
He woke up like the Terminator.
stay
just,
on-
like,
Inevitable.
just lifting up like that, dude. And he's a monster, man. Boza, if I was an offensive lineman, he'd be a top 5 guy. I would not want to play week in and week out.
What do you guys feel about the overload blitz for the Chargers? Kenneth Murray maybe throwing a little Drew Tranquil.
They have to. At the end of the day, we can talk about Joey Bosa all we want. But at the end of the day, the other guys are the ones who have to make plays. I'm talking Kaiser White, Uchenna Nwosu, Jerry Tiller. I know Jerry Tiller's not playing this game. Kyler Fackrell's a big one. Like, the other guys have to step up. And at the end of the day, like, guys get paid to make plays. And if you're getting triple teamed, you have other guys that are available. And so Uchenna Nwosu, Kaiser White, you got to get home. Kyler Fackrell, Justin Jones. Like, you're getting paid to make those plays. And so as much as we want to sit here and talk about, like, the lack of depth and injuries, Derwin James is still healthy. Joey Bosa is now healthy. Like, Drew Tranquil is now healthy. These guys are getting paid bank to make plays. And you're seeing other teams do it with their best players. At some point, you're looking for Derwin James to make a play to end the game. Joey Bosa, same thing. Drew Tranquil, same thing. Nazir Adderley, same thing. So as much as we want to sit here and talk about injuries, talk about lack of interior defensive line depth, the guys that we need most are in.
Yeah.
And that's at the end of the day, like, that's it. Like, I get some guys are injured, but our key players are here. They got to step up.
Superstars are available. Yeah.
That's it.
I've got one question that's been, like, really eating me alive this season because I was such a huge believer at the top of the year. I want to know your guys' opinion. Uchenna Nwosu, Kyler Fackrell, are they going to get the job done? Is it something schematically that's not happening, that they're not getting pressure, they're not generating enough difference-making plays, or is it something to do with the player?
And I think it's just part of replacing a guy like Melvin Ingram. I mean, that is such a valuable asset. The pressures he was bringing in there, getting in the backfield. That's not an easy guy to replace. You're doing it with 2 men. It sounds like trying to replace a guy like that. So that's tough. I think I want to talk to you guys about how happy are you guys about your draft class? You guys got Rashawn Slater and Asante Samuel. Those guys are like centerpieces for the future of your franchise. That doesn't happen a lot, guys. So just how does that make you guys feel? Like,
whenever I'm in a dark place in my life, I like to look up at the stars and think that, my God, we got Slater, we got Asante Samuel. Life ain't so bad.
Yeah.
Life ain't so bad. Tom
Someone's
Telesco.
looking over.
Somebody's looking after us, man. Tom Telesco has been okay in the middle rounds. He's been a pretty good GM overall, but in the first few rounds, in pretty much his career, he's been pretty smashing.
Yeah.
That's been really good. That's very good.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Bright future for those 2 young men.
Yeah.
Literally, that was like the best case scenario, dream come true for Chargers fans, was those 2 guys, Asante Samuel Jr. second round, Rashawn Slater. Nobody thought that Rashawn Slater was going to be available at 13. Nobody thought. It was a pipe dream, Asante Samuel at 47. The fact that they got both, like, we'll take it. And look, they're still rookies. They're still going to make mistakes. But honestly, Rashawn Slater is arguably an all-pro his rookie year. Like,
easy.
That is so not normal,
easy.
especially for
He's been
Chargers.
better than Tristan Wirfs.
So
that was great last year.
Think about how crazy that is.
Yeah.
Wirfs was like revered as like the best lineman pick, and like probably since Joe Thomas.
Yeah.
You know, to come out and start
Decade.
immediately.
Yeah.
And the
Slater's
Chargers
better than that guy.
Slater's
The
been better.
Chargers
Better
have
than
him.
Yeah.
The Chargers
Best
got
offensive
Yeah.
lineman since Hardwick, man. He has been
Yeah.
absolutely. Don't be surprised if you see number 70 on one of my videos. I'm probably going to pick up my first offensive lineman jersey in a minute.
You should. The
Slater
hot
is the
mollies,
real
baby.
deal.
Show him respect.
The
Real
O-line jerseys, you can just, that's a diehard fan right
Yeah.
there.
I mean business.
Yeah,
All right,
it
Ryan.
endears you to the
Slater.
fan base. It
Yeah.
endears you to the fan base.
All right,
man.
so Ryan, we got primetime game under the lights.
It's prime time?
It's
Tonight?
primetime.
Okay.
This is kind
At
of a big
SoFi
deal.
Stadium?
Kind of a big deal
Okay.
at SoFi in LA.
I'm
Lots
going
of
to SoFi?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
First time?
my
Thunder
God.
Alley. Shout out Thunder Alley, guys. By the way, we're going to be there. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right,
going to
Ryan.
scare some of you with this energy, okay?
Woo,
We're
you
going
don't know
to
what's
frighten
coming.
some people
coming.
tonight.
All right,
Energy's
Ryan.
coming. Yeah.
Predictions. Steelers, Chargers. This is a gotta-have-it game for the Chargers. Like, they gotta have it, especially given what's happened this week in football.
Yep.
You're seeing teams lose that you are not expected to lose. Chargers are a half game out.
AFC's a mess. Yeah.
Yeah, they got to win this one.
Bills got smoked today.
Prediction, which is so crazy.
What's happening?
Prediction time.
Chargers have a shot at the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Prediction time.
So I'm going to use my prediction and take my time to go back to his question as well and combine them both. Talking about Uchenna Nwosu and Kyler Fackrell.
This is going to be good. I like this.
Because I think these are 2 very key cogs in this defense to be great. And we saw Fackrell was actually very good in the beginning of the season, if you don't remember. Like, he had some big games, some big time moments, and he's kind of shimmied away a little bit. And Uchenna Nwosu has been in this organization for a long time, but he's been used, for those who don't remember, he's been used very different in this defense. He's had different roles. every single year.
That's a good point.
This is his first year being a true outside pass rusher in this Staley scheme.
Yeah.
So then give him some time. He's going to do well. And you also, when you bring in different guys, you have to learn about pass rush moves with the guys next to you. So that's why when we talk Rams podcast, we talk about Von Miller. He's used to rush next to Shelby Harris. Now all of a sudden he's next to Aaron Donald. Like, it's very different how your pass rush moves work. Nwosu and those guys are figuring it out, and they're going to get it. So because I think the Chargers are going to win this game, I think it's because these two guys, Uchenna Nwosu and Kyler Fackrell, are going to have big-time games in this big-time. It's a Sunday night showdown.
Under the
Prime
lights.
time.
It is prime
Under the
time.
lights.
Yeah.
Under the lights. So I think we see Uchenna Nwosu, Kyler Fackrell combined for 2.5 sacks. I'm taking the over on that.
Hey, first round's on me if
Yeah.
that happens. Please, let's make that
Bro,
a reality.
I love that answer. That's a lot of insight.
Chargers
right
win
there,
27-13.
Love it. Love that.
All right, the director.
I don't want to seem like the follow-up guy. But my score prediction was 27-17 with Big Ben Roethlisberger actually playing this game. Back when it was Mason Rudolph, I was like 31-4. Nothing gonna
How do you get
safeties.
How do you get to
Two
4?
safeties, that's all they get. But with Big Ben, and I'm thinking 27-17 is going to be your score. Najee Harris probably gets in the end zone 1 or 2 times, but the Chargers with Justin Herbert, I think with all the injuries that Pittsburgh is facing right now, Chargers offense is going to be really hard to stop.
Man, and I'm going 31-20. I think the Bolts pull it out tonight, man. I think Herbie gets it back on the tracks tonight. He's too talented to not figure this out tonight. Steelers missing TJ Watt. That's a huge loss.
Huge.
I just think Herbie gets us back going, and we're talking about Mike Williams being the guy that we know he is after this game again.
Love it.
At the end of the day, I just want to see this team play to their expectations. This team is too talented to be playing down to their competition.
Such a dad answer.
Oh my God, I know this is rough.
Dad answer.
But look, at the end of the day, the Chargers are
I
better
love
than
it.
the Steelers. They're better than the Steelers. They need
Yeah.
to show up. They need to have their playmakers make plays. Their coaching is good. Brandon Staley going against Mike Tomlin. Like, that's a big coaching matchup. Brandon Staley, I want to see some 4th and Staley happen. Let's see the aggressiveness. If that all happens in less than 1.5 drops, Chargers win 24-17 Chargers.
24-17.
24-17 Chargers.
Okay.
We're
I like
hovering
it.
around that 24-27 number. So, yeah, I think it's going to be good. Hey, let's give a shout out to UCLA. Big win yesterday.
Mass
Shout out.
Hey.
I want to see Joshua Kelly. I know there's a lot of hate from Chargers fans, but I think Joshua Kelly gets some carries this game.
The kid's
I hope so, man. He's a great all-time Bruin. Was one of the better backs we've had in recent memory. He can move the chains for you. He'd be a nice, like, 3rd down back. I think he's very quality.
He's one of those, and we'll end with this. He's one of those backs that just he needs like 5, 6, 7 carries to
Reps.
get into it. And it's hard with this Chargers running game right now because it's obviously Eckler's the man. But after that, it's a mix of
Someone
Roundtree.
needs to step up.
But they'll get like 1 carry, and then
Would-
it's like, oh, he's awful. Get him out of there.
Would you call 2020 a fluke for Joshua Kelly as far as he was honestly, I mean, talking real here, not
Please.
one of the best running backs in the league last season.
Not even
what does he need to
close.
get,
Not even
to get
close.
right?
Like he said,
Not
I
close.
think he just needed more reps. There was room for him to kind of step in and be the guy, but you were asking that of a very young player at that time.
Yes,
He just needs to develop a little more, get more opportunities, get more confidence back there. Give him a big play on 3rd down. It's only going to get things better for Kelly.
His first big play for the Chargers reminded me a little bit of the old man out there, Michael Turner.
Michael,
Just a
shout
little
out
bit.
Michael
Turner.
Burner
Right.
Turner, man. Yeah.
Michael Bachman Turner overdrive?
Yeah, exactly.
Can we get back to the Michael Turner kind of?
Be awesome, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Two-back
believe in that.
system, man. Yeah.
I love it. Well, gentlemen, it's been fun. We all have the Bolts
My
sweeping the
drink is
Steelers.
empty.
We got a couple empty beers, but we'll still
Yes,
cheers.
sir, yes,
Couple
sir,
empty
yes, sir,
beers
yes,
out
sir.
here.
Golden
Go
Road
Bolts.
Brewery,
Hey,
Los
let's have
Angeles.
some fun. Thunder Alley, SoFi Stadium, under the lights, prime time. Let's have some fun. Shout out Golden Road, by the way.
Yes.
If you have
Big
not
shout
been,
out.
Make sure you
Fantastic.
come back. Check out the hat. Peep it out.
Yeah. Check it out. Love you guys. Good fun.
Much love,
Let's go
much love.
Bolts. Check out the director on YouTube. Just
Can I-
after-
can I say
after
my
direct-
thing? Can I
say
say
your
your
thing.
thing, please.
Do it.
Yeah. Okay. Bolt up, Bolt fam, and always remember, stay frosty.
There he is.
There we
Love
go.
it.
Let's go, Bolts!
Bolt up, baby. Let's get this W. We need this. We need this.